Hello, mate, and welcome back to the channel. So, what do you usually focus on? Because, weak men focus on the women, and women focus on the strong men, and strong men focus on their mission, focus on their plan, focus on their lives. Imagine this when you watch a movie or based on the history that we had, like the kingdoms and all those stuff, the king did not really focus or prioritize the woman. He prioritized running the kingdom. So fast forward today, these days we don't run a kingdom, but our family is like a replica of the kingdom that we used to have, like our ancestors used to have. So this is the beauty of it, because if you only want to get hair, well, let me tell you something. You gotta be seen like too much, too pushy. And this is the interesting thing about women. You cannot make the women happy. It doesn't matter what you do. If your purpose is to make them happy, you're gonna fail that 100 times out of 100 times. You do too much, you do too little, it's not really the best fit. But if you focus on yourself, if you try to outgrow, and this is the most interesting thing, if you try to do that, women will come to you. They try to present themselves to you. They would look at you, they would compare you like, oh, that guy is not into me, he's into something, he's building some stuff. Look, I'm telling you based on my experience. The more I tried to push, I couldn't get those people. But the more I try to focus on me and the more I try to just ignore them, the more they try to come to me and impress me. And I had a lot of DMs from the people that were not even my type. And that's like the most interesting thing, because the way you behave to those people that don't really interest you is completely different from the type that you would be showing a lot of interest. And those people that you kind of cold to, you kind of ignore, they would try to push back. They would be like, why? Imagine this, it's common sense. Imagine this, like a story that you wake up tomorrow and you open up your WhatsApp, there are 5, 10 DMs. 5 from your friends, 5 from random people you don't know. On your Instagram, you get 10 DMs. You don't know these people. Someone invites you to go to travel with them. Someone invites you to go on a yacht, to go on a plane. You'll be like, wow, I didn't do anything. So I'm just getting these kind of offers. Well, that's the modern kind of female kind of life these days. They don't bring any value to the world. They get different offers because they're a woman. And once that happens, it does a lot of things psychologically. They don't really care about anything. They say, okay, England or my grandpa or something or this guy or that guy. They were like, okay, let's see what works for me. I have these options. I have 10 different people that I can take. And this is a very dangerous kind of thing, because for women, it's like when they come out with you, it's like, I'm doing a favor for you that I'm with you. Like there is a line of guys waiting online on the dating apps to date me, but I'm coming with you, so I'm doing a great thing for you. This is not the way it works. Because if it's like that, it's like you're not really important, you're not really respected in that kind of situation, and you should leave that person. But it happens all the time these days. I know you understand this fact. It's a very obvious thing. It's a very easy thing to process. All these women are delusional. Why? I don't care. I want freedom. I want to do this. And scientifically, it's been proven that when they actually sleep with different people, they get the DNA in their body, and the chances of successful marriage, like significantly, catastrophically drops. A part of a job of a man is to find a woman that has the least past possible, that has the best kind of feminine energy. And feminine energy comes from the fact that she's like a delicate kind of person that needs caring. But these days, the women are not like that. These days, women are like, hey, we want to be equal to men. Well, we want the same job, we want the same payment, we want the same everything. Absolutely fine, okay? But what happens is that they're not women anymore. They're like men. They're like competing like men. They're working like men. They're living like men. And in a society, it doesn't work like that. I mean, go out and see for yourself. It's not like what it used to be a few years ago. Everything has changed. Men and women, we used to be able to distinguish between them. They have some characteristics. But these days, a guy tries to speak, he will be tagged misogynistic, anti-feminist. A woman tried to do whatever the hell she wants. No one cares, and they'll be like, yeah, good job. You're free. You're doing good. Well, this is not the right thing. You see, this is the problem we have these days. But no one really cares, and everyone's like, yeah, let's just leave. And that's the reason why a lot of people are getting divorced. A lot of men feel empty. There was a very interesting thing. There was a woman. She changed her gender. She became a man, and she was like, I know how women like think, so I will be able to date women. She committed suicide after a few months because when she went on the date with these women, the women were like really judgmental and tried to look at him and scrutinize him and like, yeah, you have this, you have that, what is it, what is that? They compare so much, and that poor kind of person was like, the women are completely different. When it comes out to look, women, they talk too much to each other, okay? But they cannot even get well along themselves. They fight and they have an argument. When it comes down to this kind of life, it would be very difficult to explain everything to a woman because they're not logical creatures. Like there was a thing, I'm gonna say it, I gotta get a lot of hate for what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna just tell you anyway. They said that women are like children. You're not gonna date well until you figure this one out. You cannot really rely on them and be like, you know what, let's talk and be logical. It doesn't work like that. If you treat her like a child, you take care of her, say, hey, okay, everything, and you be kind and caring, it's gonna work out perfectly fine. And if you notice, sometimes like your partner, your girlfriend would talk back to you as a childish kind of voice. And that's like interesting. That happens only with the women, not with the guys. And like women and children are very much similar in terms of the emotional kind of support they need and all that good stuff. But men, I would say men are much more loyal than women. The love that a man has is much more real than the love of a woman, because a woman would love the love. She just likes the feeling. It's not personal about you or anyone else. It's the feeling that she has that someone else might come and she might go with that one because it's in their DNA. But a man would love that person and would sacrifice. Look at the fact, I mean, all these feminists, would they go to a war? Would they go for a fight? Or at that time they would be like, no, you guys go for a war, we support you. You cannot come and say we want a mutual kind of respect and payment, and when it comes down to the work you say, hey, that is a tough job. Look at the statistics. The workers are 99% men. Bricklayers, construction workers, people doing surgery, surgeons, Navy SEALs, deputy, police department, lawyers. A lot of these kinds of categories are dominated by men. I'm not saying just because I'm a man. It's the statistics. Go and see. All the jobs that are really physically demanding, like the athletes, the footballers, all this thing, are heavily dominated by men. Why? Because the performance of a football by men is beautiful to watch. You watch Cristiano, you watch Messi, and you like it because the bicycle kick that they do would really wow you. But when you watch women play football, it's not really that exciting. So that's the reason why men football generates a lot of revenue and women football doesn't generate anything. The salary of LeBron James is far more than the budget of NBA for women, WNBA. That's because what LeBron is doing, it's like really wild and beautiful, and it's beyond imagination. And that is very obvious. So back to the same topic, that why this thing happened. I believe that it has happened because of the technological advancement, and these days we have this kind of phone in our hand that is separating us, and we try to just compare, and comparison is the thief of the joy. When you compare, like imagine you're a woman, you have options, okay? 5, 10 different people around you, all of them want you, and you can feel it. You're gonna choose the one that best fits you, right? That's what's happening. And the ugly part is that that person will change. Why? Because alongside, even if you get married, even if you're like partner and everything, alongside someone else will show up, and she will get a different feeling. Well, women are just loyal to the way they feel at that certain point. When she has a different feeling, then she's going to change completely. Then she's gonna be like, I think I should have something else. And they're indirect, and that's the problem. And it's like really weird because they don't tell you exactly something. For example, you go out with them, they don't say, I need to, for example, have some coffee, I want coffee. They would be telling you, do you like some coffee? And you'd be like, no. What she means is that I want some coffee. It's like if you want to satisfy women, you're gonna actually waste your life. You go out with your friends, your partner is gonna be like, you don't pay attention on me. You don't go out with your friend, she's gonna be like, why are you home all the time? You're a simp, you're just obsessed with me. She tells you something to do, you do that, she'll be like, you do that, so I have power on you. You don't do what she says, and then she'll be like, oh, you don't really care about me. Look, it doesn't matter what you do. You cannot make a woman happy. I tell you as a brother, I tell you as a mate. I have experienced, and I've seen it in my personal life, with my personal eyes, that the more you try to convince some people, it's going to affect exactly the opposite. Imagine this, if I make some good content, you would like it. But if I come here and just tell you, hey, you're gonna be like, oh no. Because people would behave on their personal interest. It's like, what do I get? For women, it's just like that. They'll feel like, okay, if I have to do this, then I can imagine. So that's the wrap up of this video, and you should understand like their story, their narration, and then try to seduce, because seduction is a beautiful thing, and it's a journey, and it's like an exercise. It's physical. You have to do it to learn it. You cannot watch a YouTube video and go do it. You need to try. A few times you fail, then you learn, then eventually you're gonna grow higher and higher. That's the way it works. It's like when you go to school. You go first grade, second grade, third grade, you eventually learn and go up. You cannot say, I want to be a professor right now. It doesn't work like that. So you need to take the time, you need to learn, and you need to actually try to improve, and gradually you will get there. There's no guarantee that you would ever get there, because everybody wants to get everything, but only a few people get it. Why? Because majority of people will get tired and would stop. But you have watched until here, so I'm gonna give you an extra kind of special hint. The magic you're looking for is in the work you're avoiding. So the women, if you focus on just the women, and you be like, how can I influence her? How can I have her to be part of my life? You got the whole kind of seduction the wrong way, because she needs to push forward. She needs to want you. If she doesn't, that's totally fine. She's not the right person for you. You find the right person that respects you, that wants you, and you push back, they got to push forward. It's like that. Because if you push, they go away. It doesn't work like that. It's like a kind of maneuvering that intimacy kind of forms. Because you want someone that likes you, right? It would be great to have that. And if you only choose some people based on the looks, you have the wrong idea. But if you choose someone based on the attitude, based on the behavior, based on who they actually are behind that mask, because trust me, a lot of faces these days are the same because of the surgery, because of cosmetics. But what's behind that is very important. And majority of women are pathological liars or selfish. They don't care. I mean, go to the modern dating and look at that. They'll be like, yeah, don't tell me what to do. I can do what I want. It's my body, my choice. And all this kind of nonsense. And wow, you want to actually invest your time and your future on such thing. It's a very stupid thing to even think of. Women these days are not wife material. They're just like some hoes and stuff. And it's the problem that they're not happy and they just like a very unhappy kind of kilt. But I leave it to you to decide, because you need to understand what you're dealing with prior to actually, if you want to have a relationship, if you want to be successful in life. And let's be honest, a lot of women, they come to your life and they're very selfish. They cause you trauma and drama, and they will leave and they're just selfish. They want just for themselves. And if you figure that out in the early stages, you have saved yourself. A lot of people would argue, how can I save a marriage? You have to save yourself, not the marriage, not her. You have to save you. You have to choose you over them. So in the long run, you would be happy. But if you want to only prioritize someone else above yourself, you're never going to get happy. If you like this video, you're probably going to like one of those two videos that pop up on the screen. And until the next one, mate, think clearly, because women, they say something, they mean completely something else. And I'm sure you can relate. So you have to understand the nonverbal communication and reading between the lines.